Hi, it is iYikKam time again. So today I like to share with you two very critical content in Wing Chun. And as all of you know that my directions on Wing Chun, which I'm sharing in this YouTube, is about educations and to make Wing Chun scientific. The following, what I like to show you or I'm sharing with you, is not about I know it all, I'm the best fighter, I am the grandmaster, or which grandmaster is not right, or which grandmaster is inferior, or I am the best. It's got nothing to do with that. It got to do with Wing Chun has to be scientific. Okay? Only via scientific one be able to repeat and be able to predict the result, and thus Wing Chuner be able to develop the skill of Wing Chun. Is Wing Chun unlimited? Is Wing Chun the best and ultimate? No, nothing in this world is perfect. Wing Chun is just Wing Chun. It has its pros and cons. It has its limitations. It has its strengths and weakness. Because there's nothing in this world is perfect. And again, I like to stress here, I am not going to get into ego or who is the best, my lineage is better than yours, all those kind of stuff. I mean solid physics, solid scientific, and solid following the Chinese traditions, medicines. Okay? Not to invent something and make claims and then debate and argue with it. Okay? Human has to live as a human. Scientific is the bottom line. Not any name dropping, not any ego, or not any claim. Okay? Has to be based on reality. Okay? And so what happened is this. Lately in the Wing Chun forum, there is some people who put out a video and claim that Wing Chuner have no ideas what is the Wing Chun inch punch, and the Wing Chun inch power is not useful in the real life, and his way is a better way, and so forth, so forth, so forth. Okay? So my response to those is, first, you go read Grandmaster Yip Man 1972 interview. Grandmaster Yip Man explained what is the power of Wing Chun, and this is not accepted. Okay? Again, I point out the particular person do not understand the difference between momentum and impulse, and he don't understand the difference between long fist and short strike. He doesn't understand between the power strike and snap strike. So that cannot be debate. And for me, I'm not going to support any personal challenge or touch hand, those kind of stuff. However, if that is any formal university research lab study, I support that fully. Why? Because we want to clear out what is Wing Chun in terms of scientific. It's not about I'm better than you, I can beat you, show me. Those are something which is not my focus. My focus is education. We want to have a constructive and positive toward the society and humankind. Not to promote I'm the best, okay? Those kind of stuff, or I'm the God, I'm the reference, I'm the standard. If you want to talk about Wing Chun, look at the 1972 Yip Man, Grandmaster Yip Man interview, or the 1700s record, or the 1840 records, or go up to the General Qi Shi Guang 1560 records. Why argue? It's not my creations. It is there in China for hundreds of years. Okay? So today I want to show you what is this this inch power is about, and how is that related to the short strike, the strict body short strike art. The second thing is about internal. Everybody talk about internal these days, and for many of my YouTube I try to explain the term internal is used after 1900 for the three ally martial art system in the north, namely the Tai Chi, Xing Yi, the Bagua. How is Wing Chun associated with that? Okay, and what is Wing Chun? Internal. Let's define it. Okay, and also that is a criteria, a details in terms of the Chinese, the ancient Chinese traditional martial art is said externally training the tendon, bone and skin, internally training the breathing. And that is for what? That is for, in today's scientific term, the oxygen intake, and the body be able to have a better cooling effect, because the body in a strenuous activity need those things, need the oxygen for the power, and need the ability to be able to regulate the body temperature, otherwise one get heat stroke. Okay, and the Chinese internal art or Nei Gong, the bottom line, the basic of it is that. Okay, it is scientific. So today I want to share with you on these two topics. Am I perfect? No. But I starting this because I want this to get into scientific. Otherwise, what good is this to keeping argue, and then when somebody say Wing Chun's inch punch is no use at all, is nobody know what to do about it, and people don't understand what even Grandmaster Yip Man talk about, what is the point? To debate, I'm better than you, you are better than me, I can beat you, you can beat me, but at the end when people ask, what is this? We cannot answer. And if we cannot answer in details and describe the process, how are we going to have the next generation's Wing Chunner be able to study the art? And I keep saying that it is Wing Chun art and scientific and education because what I see and my directions, and you don't have to agree with me. You can do your own stuff, you're free to do that. My direction is to make it an art, so that it be able to become an Asia study or in the Chinese cultural study, the art. Okay, it can be in the university. It's not just somebody claim something. So let's go for the inch power of Wing Chun. First, we need to understand, in martial art, disregard of what martial art, there is two types of strike. The first one is the power strike. This is have a lot of momentum inside there, the power strike. A lot of motion, a lot of momentum, okay, behind it. This is the power strike. Okay, so usually what we see in the fall is the power strike. That is what it is. And this is what type of strike that the person in the Wing Chun forum based on. Okay, that's power strike. That's momentum, power strike. And there's another type of strike called snap strike or impulse strike. Okay, so am I going to do this type of inch power? No. I'm going to do this as what I mentioned before. My elbow is close to my waistline. Okay, sticking body short strike type of strike, which is here. I don't even have to do this. Put it side here. Okay, and then from here I accelerations to do the strike. That is the impulse strike. So the strike and the strike, there are two different types of strike. Wing Chun is this type of strike, okay? Because Wing Chun get close. Wing Chun is not doing this. Okay? So it is out of the mind keeping saying that this is the proper way, well, do not understand this import strike and the import process of Wing Chun. This is the inch power strike. And in fact, every part of the body has to be able to do that. That is the power handling of the short strike up. So instead of the long fist where you travel here, Wing Chun is going close. Okay, that is the difference. And I'm not saying that I'm the grandmaster or I'm the best. I'm saying this is the two type of thing which one can measure, can describe, then measure, predict, repeat in the scientific labs. Be it in Harvard, in UCLA, in Stanford, or any name, prestigious, well-known university, one can do that. One can measure the impact, the time impact, the momentum, and the accelerations. Same thing one can measure it here. Measure the inputs, the time, the accelerations. One can put sensor in the body to see how the body is activate or to use to generate that power strike versus how the body is snapped toward to generate that Wing Chun inch power. Okay, that's simple, that clear. Why is it has to be all this debate and argue? Get some kinds of gadget you can measure that in the lab. Okay, so all this stuff, as I mentioned again and again, it's HAMQ stuff. And it is not this. Because this will end up to be what? This will end up to be a long fist power strike. And Wing Chun is known as narrow stance, narrow footwork. Why? Because narrow footwork is faster. Okay? And Wing Chun is known as keen in the inch power or short strike. That is a twirl and the snapping. It is not a this full blown of power strike from the long fist. Okay, that's simple. It is all physics. So if one try to do Wing Chun with this kind of thing and suggest Wing Chun has to do this kind of thing, then one might as well not practice Wing Chun. How can one get this close? Like it or not, Wing Chun is defined in the China. You Google in Chinese, 贴身短打, sticking body short strike, all pops up from different lineages and everything. That is 贴身短打, sticking body short strike. Okay, it is not a long fist. I hope this clear everything out for everybody. Okay, and again, what I'm targeting here is educations. It's not about me can do this or go do that. It got nothing to do with me. This objective stuff. Okay. Second thing, internal art. Internal art. According to China, sure, there is something called internal art or 内功, but it have nothing to do with the northern three martial art called the internal 内家拳. So in the internal training, it said external training the tendon, the bones, and the skin. Internally train the breathing. Okay. Now, and it also say regulate the body, 调身, and then 调心 regulate the mind, and 调息. See here mean breathing. Okay. Now, is there any details here scientifically we can talk about or we can present to the scientists in the university? Sure. 调身, when one get into the regulate of body, mind, and breathing, one practically get into this state. When the body is swaying, why is swaying? Because it loses out everything. Okay, the mind is quiet, and the breathing is deep. So when one get into 调身, 调心, 调息, this is what you get into. This is also called wind waving the plum flower, or this is also called the willow, or this is also called the 活妆, the life 站桩, and this is also called the equal shoulder stand of iYikKam 修炼陶 1840. The first one, the first practice. Okay. Collect the thought union with the Shen in the equal shoulder stand. That's what it is. Okay. And with this breathing, as we talk about internally train the breathing or internally regulate the breathing, is adaptively according to the body swaying, and the diaphragm is going to move up and down. One, that is what it is. The basic of the internal, the fundamental of the internal. Without that, forget about qigong, forget about all the rest of the stuff. Forget about this jing and all those kind of stuff. Okay? Can that be measured in the laboratory? Sure. You go put in the sway state, and you put what? You put the measure of the body tensing type of measurement. It can be measured. That is for the regulate of the body. How about the mind? Sure, go EEG. Okay. Breathing, sure. Measure the breathing intake, the oxygen and so forth. That's simple. So there's no mysterious anything at all. Go to the lab and measure this whole things. If one have the process, one can tell the researcher, I'm going to do this. For example, I'm going to say, I'm going to regulate my body. Okay? And I loosen up all my body, I open up all the body, get into the light state. Their instrument will have to record, have to show the data of how the body, the tensing of the body change. Okay? The mind put the EEG thing. So well, I want to get into the silent state or the quiet state. I settle, I enter the silent, I get into the peace state. The EEG will show. Also, activate the full body breathing. The measurement of the breathing, oxygen content intake, everything will show. So this is the basic of internal, and this is what it power up the ancient Chinese claim. Externally, the art is for strengthen the body and for defense oneself. Why is this needed? If one want to strengthen the body, one need the circulations, and meaning that one's body has to be regulated so it loose up, so it doesn't jam here or hold there. The mind has to be quiet down. The nervous system is settled and stable, and then the breathing. Increase the volume of the breathing. That way one be able to handle the breathing the oxygen, the energy, and the body temperature. That's how simple it is. It's not something which is far in the sky. Everybody talk about, oh, my Qigong know this, my Shijo know that, and everything, but not be able to present to the lab what is going on. Okay. Now, why is this important for when you do Jing? Force flow. Because only if the body open up, is loosely linked and in a lightweight, one be able to handle the coupling or the direct coupling of the force within the body. Okay? One knows. One aware of it. For example, lately somebody start to debate with me again on, I say that when you raise your elbow this way doing Qi Sao or doing Bong this way, you dislocate this part with the rest of the body. Well, they do this and they say, well, I don't feel any tense. Serious? Really? Well, let me tell you what. We can go to the lab. Anybody who have the capability of regulate their body, when they the minute they put this out, they know this portion, this arm portion, this upper tribal have dislocated with the lower forefoot. Okay? Go to the scientific lab, you can check it. And if there is an impact from this coming from up front, this part is going to be localized or posed against it without the support of the lower four balls. That will cause this to break down. Okay? If the momentum is heavy, say I'm 150 pounds, I got 300 pounds guy slam at me, this can go. That's human mechanics, unless you are ET. Okay? Can you prove that in the lab? Sure. And even worse is when people try to argue this is jam ready and their lower spine, okay, this lower spine is like this, it's like this, okay, it's like this. When the force impact coming in, that is going to break, okay, that part is going to break. Again, biomechanics and science. So the lower body, the lower this feet, the lower foreball is not supporting up here. The spine is in a vulnerable situations. Is this fit or describe Wing Chun? No, because Wing Chun said 上下相随, up and down is synchronized. 左右相通, left and right is synchronized. In and out, 内外合一, inside and outside. Inside meaning your breathing and so forth, and your motion is one. So how is it supposed to be? This type of stuff, this type of stuff, where your lower what do you call it? Lower spine screw up in the screw up position, do not be able to take the force, or become localizations, do not be able to support the upper body. And the lower foreball is not supporting, is disintegrate on the top of body, is Wing Chun. How is that going to handle and impact with the deep momentum or the power strike? It can. It will break here or here. Not to mention, when one raise this up, the breathing is on the chest, because there is human biomechanics, human body. Okay. So this is important. Unless we solve this, the first thing about the short strike stuff, and the second thing about this internal stuff with scientific and with data, which is predictable and repeatable, and is accord to biomechanics, science, physics, and Yale and Classic. all are claims, stories. It is not going to contribute to the next generations. One will contribute to continuous unended argument of nothing, because you cannot bring that to the real life. Okay? So this is for you today. Today, people are going to Mars. We can have nanotechnology. This is simple stuff. If this cannot be sorted out, what good is practice this and argue this all day long, but really don't know what it is? Cannot do it in the lab. I stress here on the lab. Why? Because labs show data objectively. Not like every time, oh yeah, I can beat you, you beat me. What does that show? It doesn't show anything. That's just ego talking. It's not an education, okay? So this is to share with you today.